Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to our channel. So for today's video, we decided to do a different type of video. It's not like a vlog or anything. It's kind of like our story time to you guys in a way, but it's also, we thought it would be like a motivational video for some people that are kind of going through the same things that we went through not so long ago. So to start off the video, we want to give you a little background of how this happened and how we got into the situation. Do you want to start off saying how we started or where we were before we got into the situation that we were in?
Start off where, like, when I was in the military?
Yeah, so pretty much, for me, from the title of this video that you guys saw already, it's pretty much how we went from having everything to not having anything at all, like to the point of us being homeless, to now having like our apartment that we have now, because we couldn't even afford a one-bedroom apartment. We couldn't even afford to live in a studio. We couldn't afford anything, and then we have this now. So we just kind of want to tell you guys how we did it, so hopefully this can help you guys I guess achieve the goals that you guys have as well. And we just kind of want to tell you what we went through. Hopefully that helps you guys out in a way.
So pretty much this is how it is. I was in the Marine Corps about three years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was in the Marine Corps about 3 years ago. We were living pretty good. We had a one-bedroom apartment. My son, my wife, we had pretty much two vehicles. I had a motorcycle and a car. So we were pretty much blessed vehicle-wise,
yeah,
lifestyle-wise, because she was a stay-home mom, taking care of my son pretty much every day while I go work. So yeah, we had that a pretty good lifestyle. We had everything we pretty much needed. We never really struggled. But then after I got out, we started struggling little by little. I couldn't really get a job right away, nor use my job to go to school and stuff.
I didn't think that you thought about that just yet when you got out. But let me say this though, he didn't know that he was going to get out. It wasn't in his plans. It wasn't his choice to get out.
As planned, I was going to get out and then go straight to become a sheriff, but that didn't work out either due for some dumb reasons. I guess they don't tell us. But anyways, fast forward from that, I'm over here pretty much collecting unemployment. She's working pretty much two jobs.
Yeah, two part-time jobs.
Two part-time jobs, because if I worked, they wouldn't give us that pretty much that easy money. So I was pretty much a stay-at-home dad for like what, 3-4 months?
6 months.
6 months, god damn.
6 months or 5 months.
Holy hell. So yeah, I was a stay-at-home dad for like 6 months, collecting unemployment, her working 2 jobs. So that's how we pretty much paid the apartment and stuff for like a good while.
Yeah,
we pretty much used her income and my income to pay the rent, which I believe at the time was like what, $1,100. So pretty much my unemployment kind of covered that.
Yeah.
But then I kind of remember this too. It was like one Saturday morning, I believe. I woke up, checked. I forgot what I did, but I checked. There was like a notification saying that pretty much my unemployment I wasn't going to keep receiving unemployment. So it was a big hit because we didn't have daycare, we didn't have none of that. So one of us would have to stay home so the other couldn't work, and one of us could stay at home to take care of our son. So what happened then?
Right around this time of the year, that I told him, can you go to Palomar, which is a community college in our city, and see if you can get enrolled and see how you can get this thing started ready for you to go to school. And he did. It took a process. Then by the time that they had approved him for his benefits, it was too late. We could no longer afford our apartment. It was
so we lost that.
It was by the time that he's like, he has no more unemployment coming in, and obviously my income was like nothing. It was barely like enough to cover the rent. So it was either our rent or our car.
So it was actually like this. We had so we were trying to figure out how to pay the rent, and we were going with the flow. So pretty much we were expecting my GI Bill or my income to actually hit that month so we can pay the rent, but due to some difficulties on their hand, they messed up my paperwork, so it delayed it by like pretty much another month, which that kind of effed us over. So we had to lose our apartment because I'm pretty sure we already were like almost a month.
We were a month behind.
A month behind. So this was pretty much just the icing on the cake. So pretty much we had to leave.
Yeah, we left. We couldn't. We just told them, like, hey, we can no longer afford this, and we're gonna have to end our contract here. But it was horrible. So our last option was to move into his parents' house, and we thought this was gonna be temporary. This was gonna be like for a month or two while we found another apartment, and it just didn't happen anymore. Our credit was pretty bad because we went from making a good decent amount of money to making pretty much nothing because we didn't have enough to. We only had enough to pay what we needed, literally, which was our utility bill, cell phone bill, car and rent, and food. We couldn't afford to do our credit card payments anymore. So we had to move back into his parents' house, and there's not a lot of room at his parents' house, so we had to sleep in the living room.
Yeah, the apartments are a 2-bedroom, but my younger sister lives there, my brother, his girl, and his kid live there, my dad lives there, so that's already like the 2 rooms are already pretty occupied. So we had to live in a small living room. It's a lot smaller than this one, huh? Or about the same size?
The same size.
It's about the same size. It was horrible. Pretty much the couches we had in our old apartment, we brought them over there so we could sleep. So that's where we stayed sleeping for what, a year?
A year. And all of our stuff, we just put it in the storage, and that's where it was for a year. Also, he could no longer afford his car anymore, so we did not have a car. We did not have an apartment.
It was all Lancer Evolution. That was my baby, so we had to get rid of it. We were struggling. We had no car, so we couldn't afford the car, so we ended up with no car. We ended up using. Well, here's the biggest thing, man. My brother didn't have a car at the same time. My dad had one car, and it was a kind of a crappy car, but we all had to take turns using it. And when I tell you we all take turns, we all had a schedule. We had to work around our schedules. My dad had to go to work. My brother had to go to work. She had to go to work, and I had to go to school, right? So that right there, so pretty much already hectic. So can you even imagine that?
Yeah, it was crazy.
And the worst part, it had no AC, and this was around the time for summer, right?
Yeah, his friend's house don't have AC, so we were like dying of just how hot it was. And then fast forward, here goes the holidays and whatever, and we're trying to save up, which saving up at the same time was like, oh well, we don't have rent to pay anymore, so we would kind of waste our money on stupid stuff. And I mean, we're young, we're not that responsible with our money, even though we should be. And then what happened? He was still going to school, I was still working. I ended up going to school too because I could like technically afford, because we didn't have a lot of bills to pay. So I went back to school also one semester, and then summer came along. So this is like almost a year later, and then summer came along, and then we don't have school for 2 months, so he doesn't get paid for going to school. So it's like, oh shit, like,
so what do we do right
now? And I was like, okay, look, I'm gonna have to like find a job for you, and you're gonna have to work there and try to go to school at the same time. But none of the jobs really like paid a lot of money, and I found this job, and it was at Target, and it was doing like unloading their truck that they get every day, like unloading their new merchandise, and it's an overnight job too. And it was more than minimum wage, and it was almost full time. So I'm like, okay, this is it. This is where you're gonna go. This is his first job outside of the military. So for him, it was like a wake up call, because out here, since he's never had a job before enlisting, he doesn't know like that you do a lot of stuff for like pretty much no money. It's like,
and here I thought I was a slave in the military, man. Jesus.
I mean, you were a slave by getting good money.
I was a slave but getting good money, okay money, you know. But out here, man, it's a lot different. The civilian sector, it's like you have to deal with shitty people. You have to deal with pretty whack hours, and not only that is they don't even pay you well. So that sucked a lot. I mean, if you gotta do what you gotta do so you can provide for it, I did what I had to do. I worked some pretty nasty hours from like what 10 to like
6:30.
10 to 6:30 in the morning, which isn't too bad because I don't sleep regardless. But the fact this was like a really hard labor job. It was like clearly no joke labor job. A lot of people wouldn't be able to do it. I've seen people quit on the spot the same night of that they started, and it was honestly a sweaty job. I lost a lot of weight there. I gained it all back. The first day after I got done working at Target, I was pretty much dead. The next day I woke up and I was super sore. I couldn't really get off the bed. I just remember thinking to myself, man, I hate my job, and I haven't even worked more than a week. But yeah, that's me right there at Target. Thanks, baby.
You're welcome. And I feel like you had a lot of things at a young age because you kind of earned them. But
Pretty
like,
much. I was like, what, 18, 19?
He was 19 years old with an Evo and a kid and married.
If you guys don't know what an Evo is, it's pretty much a $36,000 car. I had that. I had a motorcycle, which I paid for cash. And then I had my own apartment. So I was pretty much, like I told you, I'm not bragging or anything. I'm just telling you what I had at such a young age, which was kind of a mistake because I wasn't mature enough to have those stuff regardless. So
that's what I'm trying to say, but giving him a taste of what reality really is. So after that, here comes the kind of aha moment for him to know what he really wanted to do in life. I'm like, so what are you gonna do now? Like, you know, obviously you're not gonna stay at Target working. You're going to school.
Definitely
he was going
not.
to community college, but it's like he wasn't really happy going into the field that he was going into. He's like, you know what? He's like, school is not for me.
I was happy with the field I was going to, which was administrative justice, which was super easy for me. It's just I couldn't deal with all the other classes because I had no interest for them. So I would be like pretty much failing, wasting my time with other classes just so I can pass the one I did. So what happened after that?
After that,
I was at the barber shop.
Yeah, juniors.
And I was just talking to one of my dudes that cuts my hair. So I was like, I pretty much just questioned him like, hey, how do you like it, this and that, about his being a barber. And I guess it just clicked from there, huh? It was either that or sign up for the next Palmar.
For the next semester at community college.
Yeah, so I was like, let's go check this out, right? We Googled it at first.
Yeah.
We called a few places, and what?
So we went to the school which he goes to now, and he started the barbering program there, but it was like a full-time. It was Monday through Friday, like 9 to 5:30, I believe. So he couldn't do school. I mean, he could do school and work, but he wasn't going to go to school and do like his best. So I was like, look, it's fine. Let's just, you quit Target, you go to school, and I'll work, and we'll see where it takes us. You know, I mean, we don't have rent to pay or anything. We don't have big bills to pay. We skip one part. Around February, this is around August of last year. Yeah, this is August of last year. February though, after tax season, we decided like, look, we have to get a car because we could not go to school and we cannot go to work with one car.
Yeah, at this point things were already getting hostile.
It was
like everybody
bad.
was kind of fighting for the car. I mean, what do you expect over time? People are gonna have different schedules. You're gonna be fighting and all that.
So February came along. I told you guys our credit was horrible, but thankfully we have a really good friend of Caesar's, and he decided to co-sign for us. So thank you, Eli. I don't think he watches our videos, but thank you. But because of him, we were able to get a car. But regardless, our credit was still really bad. He's just a co-signer. That's just pretty much saying, okay, we'll give you the car. However, we do need a lot of money. So we did put a lot of money down for a car. And it wasn't even an expensive car. It was a little gas saver.
Let's say a car, the amount of money we put down for a car is the amount, you'd probably get a really nice car, like 30,000 up easily with good credit. But since we have bad credit, we had to put all that down for what, a $12,000 car?
Yeah, that is a little Nissan Sentra gas saver. And I was like, at this point, I was like, whatever we can get, we'll take it because we need a car.
And that first feeling, huh, when we got the car?
Yeah, we were so thankful. I was so thankful for it, for the car. And I was like, this car has AC, it has a stereo that we could connect our phone to. I was
so humble, man.
Yeah.
We
love our little gas saver.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so let me fast forward now to August. So now,
wait. We got this car on Adrian's birthday?
Yeah, we got it on Adrian's birthday.
On Adrian's birthday, so we definitely took it out for a spin. The first time we took him to Disneyland, so that's pretty much one of the good memories we have so far in a car.
Yeah.
Okay, not here. Just want to throw that in.
So then he started school. in
August. I started school in
August.
August.
And then what happened? It was August, September, October, November. So this is just us going to school, saving up money, not really. And then we get to around December of last year. And that was when like everything went crazy. We were at his dad's house for so long, and we were living in the living room for so long, and it was just so crowded, and we couldn't like do everything we wanted to like in peace. I'm not talking about like nasty stuff. I'm just talking about like sleeping in peace or having Adrian go for a nap.
We were sleeping. They would open the door loud, so that would wake us up.
It's understandable. There's so many people in one house. It's not going to be quiet. Whatever. At some point, we all got on each other's toes, and I'm the type of person where I don't keep my mouth shut. It's probably a bad thing, but I don't know. I kind of like. I don't like when people like say things, and I like to like, I guess, talk back. So that kind of put us like in an awkward situation to the point where we had to leave the house. We had nowhere to go, so we, in my head, I was like, we'll just go to a hotel. Like, I don't care. We just cannot be here anymore. And then we have another good friend that we met in our old apartments, and he took us into his house for like a week.
A week, man.
And we're like, okay, we're gonna look.
My boy Cliff.
Yeah, we're gonna look for an apartment in 1 week. I couldn't find an apartment in 1 week, so we were like running out of time. Like, okay, we can only be there for a week. Like,
yeah, because you don't want to take advantage of those who help you. So
for some reason in my head, and we're like, how about we try going back to the apartments where we used to live at before, and see if she wants us back, and kind of explain to her what really happened. I mean, we were never like bad people or bad tenants.
Pretty much our history, our payment history was on point. It's just pretty much
that 1 month that we couldn't afford
that
it.
we couldn't afford it. And what you call it? What was I gonna say? Never mind. Keep going.
So we called her. I was like, hey, I was like, we're looking for an apartment. Blah blah blah. This is what happened. I mean, we've been at his parents' house. We haven't been anywhere else. I was like, so is there any way that we can get like another? Do you have another apartment that you're willing to like rent for us?
Keep in note, our credit's bad.
Yeah, we told her. I was like, our credit is really bad because there was financial hardship in there for like the past year. I was like, but other than that, like, it's. I mean, there's nothing else that would like affect us on getting an apartment. However, there was actually one thing. It was our income. Caesar's income alone would be okay, but not get us just there. We needed like half more of what the rent actually is to like get qualified. And it just happened to be that when we were homeless for like 2 weeks, I got promoted at work. And it was just like, I feel like it was just so meant to be. And I went from being part-time to full-time, and I got like a pay raise. And because of that, we made it to like just like right on the break of getting approved for an apartment.
Pretty much, we made a penny. We completed it by a penny. Figure speech, pretty much. Yeah, we had to leave our kid in LA with his grandma and my sister for a week, while we pretty much were jumping around, being sort of homeless. Pretty much me sleeping in the car, waiting for her to get out of work, and it was just crazy, man. It was tough. I mean, it wasn't. I was in the military, so I could pretty much sleep anywhere. I don't really care. It's just the fact of being homeless and all that. Sometimes my son would be before we dropped him off in LA, me and my son would just chill in the car for hours because we didn't have nowhere else to go, waiting on her to get off of work and stuff. So it was definitely a challenge. So we decided we can't do this to our kids, so we decided to drop him off in LA so we could at least be in one steady spot with my mom and my older sister. So we did that while we handled business. So at this point we were already pretty much we were just waiting on a response. So we were just basing it off of hopefully let's get this place, we'll get an answer, and we get this
place
this
before
apartment.
Christmas.
Exactly, so we can give that to our kid.
Yeah.
So I don't think we wanted something so bad before, huh? We didn't want anything so bad. So we were just waiting on them. We were waiting for approval, pretty much. So that was pretty much already hectic.
Okay.
So we're back. We had to swap the batteries out. Or actually, we had to make memory on the memory card, and we had to swap.
Oh, what the fuck is that? It's a sprinkler sunset. I get scared.
Fucking off.
So where were we? Okay, so the date that we got our apartment. So we really.
What were you doing?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what were you doing? Like, because I'm pretty sure she called us to say if we got the apartment or not.
I was at work.
You were at work?
And I don't know where you were at.
No.
I don't know where you were at. I remember I was at work because I started crying when I was at work.
You let me know, didn't you? You called me?
Yeah, I did. I don't know what you were doing, honestly. I don't know how you don't remember what you were doing. That is such a special moment.
I actually don't remember.
All of our stuff was in the storage. So our friends, Caesar's friends, were nice enough to go. Literally,
we had the best as friends ever.
This is the same guy that rented the U-Haul that co-signed for our car. So he rented a U-Haul. He went and got all of our stuff out of the storage. Came back, him and two of our other friends. Came back and they literally like took everything out of the storage, put everything in our home and left. We came in, all of our stuff was here.
Yeah.
We just had to move stuff around. And
there was like 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
3 of them, my friends. They all pretty much went to go grab our stuff, loaded it all. Before I say it, they finished it. So he rented a U-Haul truck, grabbed all our stuff from pretty much our life from the.
That's what I said.
They did. No, they grabbed our life from the storage unit, brought it over here, smashed my neighbor's balcony thing a little bit, but they brought it all in here. Little did I think my friend Snapchatted us too that he had gotten a ticket because I guess they were driving recklessly, bringing our stuff. So that would explain a few broken stuff. So they got a ticket. So that was hilarious. Messed up though, but
crazy. Where were we? So yeah, it was like December 24th, like Christmas Eve, and we for some reason had never owned a Christmas tree. We only had one Christmas in our other apartment, and that was when he told that he was gonna get out. So we didn't really have the money to spend on everything. So we were trying to save up the money for the upcoming rents for the months. So we never had a Christmas tree, and I was like, my son really has never had like a Christmas.
A legit Christmas.
And then back at his parents' house when we were there for Christmas, they don't really celebrate Christmas like with the Christmas tree and stuff. My mom did, so I was kind of big on that for my son growing up. So we went out, we bought our Christmas tree, we bought him like a few Christmas gifts because we were kind of like broke after giving the rent and the deposit all together. So we had a little bit of money left, and we went to go buy a Christmas tree, Christmas lights, toys for him. And when he came in, it was like the best feeling ever in the world.
He was just walking in, looking around.
Into his new home.
Our apartment here is pretty nice. It's a gated community. It's one of those expensive, expensive, what you call it? Apartments. Kind of like luxury kind. A little bit of almost a little bit less than luxurious living. Over there where we were living, the area was pretty much ghetto neighborhood.
Yeah, it's
so
an
the
old
apartments
complex.
they were horrible. Pretty much we dealt with what? Roaches, spiders, no AC in there,
no AC.
Broken stuff the landlord does not fix. So we had a lot of crap. Sometimes there would be no water.
It was almost like a fixer-upper apartment. Like they're just so old, and the owners never really cared to fix them.
Yep.
So when we would be sleeping there'd be roaches crawling on us. So for me, it was like, I need to get my son out of here. Like I can't. I need to take him somewhere better in a way. Just because I don't care for Caesar and I to sleep there. We don't care. It's just my son.
Yeah, I don't mind roaches.
So when we brought him here, that was the best feeling in the world. And I was telling Caesar earlier today that I'm like, I don't like going out as much anymore because we never really appreciated our apartment that we had before. We never knew how blessed we were to have our apartment at such a young age and not even bother living in our parents' house because we didn't have to. And then when that got taken away, it's like you never realize like the small things. Like you feel like you need, like it's a must to have an apartment. Like it's like a need. No, it's a luxury to have an apartment. So now that I have my own apartment, and now that I work hard for it too, because before I didn't really work hard for the other apartment. Like I didn't have to break a sweat. Now I do. So now I appreciate my apartment so much. I want to be here all the time, and it's you never really realize that you appreciate an apartment as much as we did.
Pretty much.
Sorry.
Yeah. So that's pretty much our story, and how we went from having pretty much everything being some, I guess, having the lifestyle pretty much a lot of people dream of, right?
Yeah.
To
At such a
having
young age.
at such a young age, to literally having nothing,
To being homeless.
being homeless, to where we're at now. We're slowly we're slowly getting back. But I feel like the lesson that we've learned through all this is pretty much what, never give up. Never give up. Always strive to go get better, pretty much.
Yes, and you have to work hard for yourself. No one's gonna come and give it to you.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys may have dealt with things like this in the past, or even are currently still going through it right now. And just want to tell you, I just want to tell you guys that it's okay. Just don't look back, keep going, and everything's gonna be alright.
We literally went from not being able to afford anything to being able to afford a 2-bedroom apartment, the washer and dryer inside, and having our own car back again. And I feel like another big thing, I had like a very good quote to say right now and I totally forgot what it was. Darn it. I forgot what it was.
What was it?
That was a very good one. Hold on, let me pause it so I can think about it. I remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that things get worse before it gets better. Like literally after the storm, like you see the rainbow. Things got so bad for us.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
So don't give up if you guys are at your parents' house. You just have to work hard.
I guess the goal is to always give your son a better life that you never had. So that's what hopefully we're gonna keep incorporating ourselves.
Alright guys, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you appreciate our story time.
If you appreciate our time.
And subscribe to our channel. Alright,
take care. See you guys next time.